All right, so we had the AI Foundry set up in the last video. Go check it out if you didn't. And then now we're going to go over how to deploy a model, which is going to be sort of situationally dependent, but we'll go over how to deploy it. And this is going to be the engine of your LLM building experience in your AI experience in AI Foundry. So let's dive in. We already went over how to set up AI Foundry. Again, just covered that. But we want to get a model deployed because everything that you do in here is going to require it. So we can take a look at which models we're going to use. Well, you have many different models. They're all going to be priced differently. Obviously, the newer models are going to cost more. The bigger models are going to cost more. But it's going to be situationally dependent. So if you're just trying to say, get some data in, then format some text, have some sort of formatted output, you can go with the older model and check it out. GPT 4.1 Nano was a really good model that allowed you to pull some text in, give it a prompt, and then get good structured output. You have Codex Mini, which they just added if you're building some lovable style app editor, some code editor. That might be really nice. You have Grok 3 Mini, you have Grok 3, you have all these different models, you have a video generation model, so it's really going to be situationally dependent. So I would bucket it in my head, and you might want to do the same. What are we trying to build? So in our case, and in further videos, what we'll do is we're going to do some structured text output, and then maybe a few other things. So for this case, and because we don't want to run the risk of models being decommissioned, so sometimes Microsoft, as new models come out, the older models will go away. Now, Microsoft might support these for longer than OpenAI would, which is good, but you still want to be cognizant of that. So how do we thread the middle ground? The way I do this is I try to use a nano model whenever the workload's small. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to use GPT-5 Nano. And we may run into a circumstance where, this is not allowed in different locations. So we'll click into the model. We'll kind of read some things about the model, and we'll see benchmarks here, right? Latency, throughput. Typically, these nano models are for quick responses, right? We don't have any existing deployments, and so we'll just go back to details. So it's ultra fast, low latency. That's really good for something that we're just trying to push, maybe smaller requests through, and so that will probably work for our use case. One thing that they've added is the ability to pull in the current deployment zone. So we have East US 2, and then we can see that it's generally available. And it looks like we're probably going to be good here. If you don't have any quota available in the zone that you chose, that you set up the resource group, you can typically toggle through here and find a zone, that has quota. So we'll try to use it. It'll tell us here too. One thing that you'll look at is in the deployment details, if you don't have enough deployment quota, then what you're going to need to do is, again, choose it, but it'll actually set it up here for you. It'll kind of find wherever there is. So it might be different than your RG group. I like to try to keep everything in the same zone. So I did some pre-research, and I can include a link in the description where you can go and look up where models are available based on your use case. So find the model for the use case that you're using, go find out where it's available, and then deploy it. It just will save you a little bit of time. So we're going to deploy the model. Then we have a few things going on here, right? We have this is like the landing page for your model deployment. You'll see it takes the name of the project we gave it, video test, and then it's going to give you the API endpoint. It'll also give you an API key here, which is super helpful because you're not having to go and search for that. And then it'll give you a way to integrate this. And it has a lot of different languages, which is really cool. It has the language, it has the SDK, and it has an authentication key type where you can have an authentication key, or you could have this as intra-ID authentication. You could also open this in VS Code, and VS Code actually has an extension that sort of ties directly into here, and you can deploy all of this from VS Code, but this is just to give you, an understanding through the GUI. I'm a visual person of how we can set all of this up. So this is the base understanding of how to choose your model and the considerations there, and then deploy your model, and then be able to get the endpoints and API token to deploy your model. In the next videos, we'll be going over how to use this in different methods. We'll be going over your tracing, monitoring, all these different components that we covered when we went through the intro. And we hope you'll learn something. So if you need any help with any development, resources, or anything like that, please reach out to us. We'd love to help you build your AI project and make your company heaps more efficient. Have a good one.